Hi everyone, I hope everyone is doing amazing, and if you're watching my video for the first time, my name is Manreet and I'm an ACCA member who is creating content on YouTube that will be helpful for ACCA students who are sitting for their examinations. So this video is for those students who have been messaging me on LinkedIn and also commenting down on my YouTube videos that what should we be doing during our revision stage. So it is nearly last week of August and your exams are very close. Your exams are in the first week of September and you must be panicking right now. So I understand that. But what are the things that you should keep in mind in your last week, whatever 3-4 days or 5-6 days, whatever time you have? I would assume that most of the students must have sat for at least 1 or 2 mocks till now, and they would have debriefed their mocks. They would have seen what mistakes they have been doing, and they have been learning those mistakes or working on those mistakes to make sure that those mistakes do not happen in your exam paper, in your final exam. But if you have not sat for any mock exams, so please guys sit for at least 1, or if you have time, sit for 2 mock exams, so that not only you know where you're standing, what things you need to work on, but on the same hand you would know how well are you managing your time, right? So time management is very important when it comes to sitting in your final exam. So the next thing is, during the revision phase or during your mock exams or your practice question or past papers, the mistakes that you're doing, what I used to do is, whenever I know that this is the mistake that I did while solving any question or writing something, I used to have like a separate notebook, a short notebook, and whatever mistakes I had, or if I keep forgetting things, for example in tax there are so many rules, and if I keep forgetting any rule, then I would definitely write that rule on a separate copy. In FR, if I just forgot some IFRS requirement and I just ignored it and I solved the question incorrectly, then I would write the thing that I missed or the thing that I did incorrectly in a separate notebook, and I would write, okay, make sure you do this. Like literally I would give a note to myself that make sure when this thing is asked in the exam, you have to follow this approach, you have to apply this, and how this is how you come to a right answer. So create kind of flashcards or short notes where you can write your mistakes, and on the day of exam in the morning or the night before the exam, make sure you read through those notes. That will make sure that the mistakes that you have been doing since your revision phase, you won't do the same mistakes again. So this is very important tip for all of you. And at this point I would revise maximum coverage of the syllabus. Like at this point I would revise and I would see if I know this, if I've done this. Basically I'm just trying to have a broader coverage, a broader revision, and I would not go into anything deep, right? At this point, okay, if you are understanding some things nicely, you're done with it, good. If you are doing mistakes on some sections, write it down, what mistakes you're doing, how you should be doing it, but don't spend lot of time revising one topic. Instead, spend your time or segregate your time into different sections and make sure that you're revising each section. Again, don't spend a lot of time on one chapter, but spend equal amount of time to all the important chapters that will be coming in your exam. And I think this is how the revision phase should be. If there are any important or complex things that you will mess up in your final exam, spend more time in it, and make sure that if you are going to the center based exam, then of course just make sure you have the address of your center-based exam, and you are getting your important stuff there, your water or your your IDs and other stuff. So be organized. If you're giving your exam remotely, just make sure that you have a good network, your laptop's working perfectly. I cried during my first remote exam. It was during COVID, and I had a MacBook, and it worked perfectly always. But on the day of that exam, it just, I don't know, it stopped working. I mean, I wasn't able to do anything. So I literally cried on that exam day because I couldn't sit for the exam, but then they rescheduled my exam. So yeah, so this is what happens. So make sure that all the these are very basic things, but these are things that you should be taking care of. And trust yourself. You have been working hard for 2.5 months now. 2 or 3 days won't make a big difference. If you have worked consistently for the past couple of months, then for sure you will have a good result. And if you have not doing it, if you're some of those people who gives their 1000% during the end, I'm also one of those people, then make sure that your approach is right. You're focusing on the important things which are frequently asked, and you're not wasting time on anything that is not needed. Okay? And yeah, trust yourself when you write an exam. Trust your preparation, trust God, believe in yourself, and always be patient. Don't panic at all. You don't have to panic. Whatever you have done is in your mind, and if you write your exam calmly, you will be able to write it in a nice way. However, if you are panicking, then the things that you already know, or the things that you are so confident on, you will surely mess up on that. Okay, so just go in the exam in a calm state. Guys, the exam, I used to worry a lot. I never got a great score in those exams. Like, I always got a good score, but not something that I topped in those exams. However, when I sat for SBL exam, I didn't prepare much for that exam, because there is nothing that you have to prepare for it. You just have to prepare your mentality to write that exam. So I was like, should I just defer my exam? Should I sit for the exam, or should I not? But then I sat for the exam. I literally had like not much knowledge for SBL. I did not cram the models or anything. I just sat on the exam and I just thought, what do I have to do? I have to literally think like a manager, a CEO, who's trying to fix a problem. The problem is in the case, the alternatives are also given in the case, but you just have to be calm, patient, and then you can write a nice solution. Okay? If you're sitting in professional level exams, be sure to link your answer with the cases. Okay? Don't write anything. Write what is relevant to your case and link it with the case. Okay? And for skill level exams, most of the questions are MCQs, so definitely you have to prepare well for it. So yeah, just revise your concepts, revise your important chapters, work on the things that you feel you're going to mess up on, and make sure that you don't repeat the mistakes in your final exam. All the very best, and if you have any other questions, let me know. I will be happy to help you guys. Bye. See you back in my next video. And the one last thing that I forgot to tell you guys, my FR and SBR batches are going to start soon, so I will be updating for those batches details. They will be starting in the mid of September. So if anyone is looking for any guidance, do shoot me a message on LinkedIn. Thank you so much, and see you back in my next video. Bye.